Alright guys, it's Matt with Thrive Off Grid. Alright, so today I'm going to do a quick demo on installing the reactor core in the DXF gasifier. When we ship the machines out, we don't ship the machines with the wood fuel reactor core installed. We want you, starting out with charcoal and then, learning to walk before you run, basically. So, you're going to start out with charcoal, and you're pretty much, guaranteed success with charcoal. You don't have to worry about tar, fuel inconsistencies, and all that goes with running wood fuel. So. But this machine here is going to be getting the VersiFire kit along with it. So we're going to pre-install the core. And something else I wanted to go over too. We're probably going to be dropping the DXF-10, and the reason is the DXF-14 here can pretty much be set up exactly to the same spec as the 10, but then you're gonna have a larger hopper. You're gonna have more insulation. It's gonna flow better. It's got a larger ash bin. So I really don't see the point in keeping this unit, especially at the entry-level version. You're actually probably better off buying the CFX anyway. So, it's for a little bit more in cost. I just see this being a better product, and for a small business, having all these different models, it does make it a bit challenging. So, it's like this machine here. This is also a machine that was in development or is in development. We're probably not going to produce this simply because the 14 is plenty big. I mean, this is a pretty large gasifier. This is a 14-inch diameter reactor. So really, this thing can achieve most applications this is going to be bought for. So I think what we're probably going to do is later on, once we get this all ironed out, I'm going to make a revision to where we can put the 55-gallon drum on the 14. And basically it'll just be a revised cooler. So it'll be like a premium package. It'll get like basically we'll just take the one that we designed for that and modify it slightly to fit this guy. And then you'll have a larger cooler, and then of course the much larger hopper. And then something else with the 14, with the 30-gallon hopper, we actually could put a moderator hopper, and I'm thinking about doing like a steam injection system combined with it, rather than collecting the water and disposing of it. We're actually going to use it in the process. So, but that'll come later. Right now, first things first is getting this thing ready for manufacture and on the market, which it is now. Even though I don't have a listing on the website, all you gotta do is go to the website, contact us, and tell me that you want the 14, and we can get your order processed. I mean, we did build this one, so we have all the infrastructure to recreate it. Okay, so I guess the next step is I'm gonna pull this out here so I can work on it, and basically I'm gonna section the unit so that I can install the core. Now this is the large core, so this is the largest core that we're gonna offer with the unit. You can run. All right, let me back up a minute. This here is built so it's modular. So you can mix and match different liners, or you could remove like the top one entirely and use the full 14-inch reactor. So that'll give you the full 14-inch cross section for your oxidation zone, and then you could mix and match the reduction zone. Reason you would want to go with a smaller reduction zone is so that you can insulate it more. Insulation in your reduction is actually more important than your oxidation zone, because once the gas is flowing through the reduction zone, that is an exothermic reaction process. So it is constantly it's actually absorbing heat in the process. So you want to insulate that as much as you possibly can. So reducing the volume is actually a good thing, because now you're adding additional insulation. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to set you guys down a second and get that situated, and then I'll come back and show you what I got to do to section the unit. All right, so I pulled this out here. All right, so basically all I got to do is these flange bolts right here all the way around. I'm going to take all those bolts out, and then there's 4 bolts that hold the cooler manifold on. We're going to remove just these bolts here, and then the top section of the gasifier will be free from the unit. I can remove it, and then I can install the core. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll show you that. Alright, so I got all the bolts out of it. That thing's so big that I can't even get it on camera. I have to back way off. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the reactor. Alright, I'm going to get something. I'm going to flip that on its lid, because we have to apply some seal. You know, we got seal here, but we're just sealing direct to that flange. So we only need one side, but because we're going to be sandwiching the reactor, we have to apply seal to this side of the flange. Alright, so I'm going to show you inside here, just so you can. So that is our big grate, and actually I want to show you something. We're going to pause a minute. Okay, so what I wanted to show you is the Grate actuator. Alright, so up here on our controls, you have these timers, and then this right here is a manual, so that's actuating the grate. And then here is your hopper level, so you can control the intensity of the hopper vibrator. Let's see if I can. Wait, actually. Alright, so that's that. Now, to set this, you can just do, you just press the set button, and then you can change. So this is the on duration. Now hit the set button again. Now you can change the off time. So I can change that to 210 seconds or whatever you want. stock, we set it for 180. Alright, so I just wanted to show you that. Alright, so I'm going to set you guys back down, and then we'll get to installing this core. You got a center punch. That'll help align your holes. Okay, so now I gotta apply the seal. Want to clear the holes out. Now I gotta do a stab up, punch through. Silicone ain't gonna cut it here, it'll just boil out. This is ceramic, high temp seal. I mean, this application is really what this stuff is made for. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and reinstall the hopper. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall the hardware, and then we'll take a peek inside, show you what it looks like. So let me go ahead and do that, and then we'll be right back. Alright guys, so back together. It's pretty simple, you know, it's just that flange there, and then the 4 bolts for the top manifold for the cooler. And then, you know, the hopper completely pops off, and you install the, just basically insert the core, and now you've converted this from a charcoal gasifier into a full-blown invert wood gasifier. And this is what it looks like inside, and this is our 2-stage 3-jet hearth reactor. Yep, it's simple. If you followed me in the past, you know, then you'd know, you know, we've built some pretty advanced systems, costing in the ballpark of $80,000 per machine, you know, and now we've kind of done like a 180. You know, we figured out what works, what don't, you know, what's really makes sense. You know, there's a lot of things that you can do, but you know, is it worth the added cost to the unit? You know, and that's the hardest part about this business is people take this at face value and they don't consider you know, the cost. And even I build the machines, I know what they cost, and sometimes I look at them, it's like, you know, where does all the money go? But you know, there's a lot of stuff, you know, there's a lot of all these components, all these plumbing fittings. You got plumbing fittings there, this cap, that fitting. You have these ball valves, stainless steel, wheels, motors, latches, seal, power supplies, timer controllers, switches, pot switches, the cooling tool, the metal, these clamps. I mean, these clamps add up. You know, count them. You know, there's 4 per tube. You know, there's 5 tubes on there. You know, you got 20 of those clamps. You know, you got $30 in hose clamps just in this unit. You know, so it all starts adding up. You know, the Amtech blower is $100 something. You know, those wheels are like $50 per set. Oh yeah, and then we got the vibrator motor, that speed control, these isolation mounts. Yeah, so there's a lot involved. You got all these fittings here. You know, these things here are $30 a piece, just for that. So, you know, and at the end of the day, you know, there's got to be an incentive for us to do this. You know, we're not going to work for free. We got to make a living. So, anyways, yeah. So this guy is ready to run. So that's going to be the next video. So I'll probably tackle that video tomorrow. We'll get set up and we'll do the very first run with the DXF-14. And then I do need to get photos of this for the website, and then we will officially launch this machine to market. And then we'll probably begin to phase out the DXF-10, and I'll probably start working on the CFX gasifier for 2024 here next in our development. But, you know, as you can see, things are evolving. Things are becoming more and more refined. Now that we have 3D printers, we're utilizing that for a lot of stuff now, a lot more stuff. Like these control boxes, you know, we don't buy this. We manufacture this box. You know, I'll show you. This machine's getting an AFR controller. So in the past, we used to buy boxes like this, and then basically lay it out, drill holes through it, and modify it. You know, add cord grips to it. You know, and you still end up with you know, something that you bought on Amazon that you modified, and it's just never gonna. It's gonna look garage made. Where this is purpose made specific for our application. So we have the revisions to add up our switches, and basically we just put this thing together, wire it up, and we're done. And, you know, as far as the 3D printer goes, you know, that thing can run 24/7 by itself, and it doesn't need a babysitter. It just, you turn it on and it goes. This here's the controller for the VersiFire. So again, this is we're utilizing 3D printing for this. The control board is basically, it is the schematic. So that helps us and you, the end user, because everything's already kind of labeled. So each relay is already labeled. So if you're talking to us on the phone, you know, and we pinpoint it to relay 1, you're going to know where that is. And that's right here. And then same thing with the outs. These are all labeled inside there. And this is actually an early version. I have actually added more labels to define where the ins and outs of this goes. And then this board's already labeled, so there's no need to do that. And then our power bus, that's all labeled 12 volt ground, and then your 5 volt. And then I got a power supply there, you know. So yeah, so things are evolving, becoming more, getting more refined. So anyways, yeah, I just wanted to do this on video so that you guys can see it, so that you're not afraid of it. I mean, it's really, really easy. So, you know, and that's what separates us from others is, you know, when we ship the units, they are a true charcoal gasifier that you can learn on without destroying engines and going through all the headaches trying to figure out how to make a wood gasifier work. That's not that cut and dry, guys. Don't be fooled by some of these other YouTubers. This is something that you got to learn. You're buying an airplane when you buy a gasifier. You're not going to read a manual or get some class instruction, jump in an airplane, take off, and fly. You're going to crash. So a gasifier is no different. There's things you got to learn. This is not a replacement for a gas tank. You're not gonna fire the generator up and it's just gonna run for 3 days without ever stalling or without a hiccup. No, it's not gonna happen. You might run 10 minutes and then it might stall, and then you got to figure out why it stalled. And then you know, if you deal with tire, then you glue a valve. Then you're gonna have to figure out how to get that valve unstuck in the engine, and that's requires some mechanical aptitude, some understanding on how engines work. So yeah, you know, we start you out with charcoal. You're pretty much safe with that. You're not gonna produce tar. There's no, as you saw what I just installed, that's a big huge restriction that I just installed in the unit, right? With charcoal, that's just wide open, so it's a free-flowing reactor. It's not going to clog up. So there are benefits to running charcoal over wood fuels, and once you actually start making charcoal, you're going to learn that it's actually not harder. It's actually easier to produce charcoal than it is wood fuel, because you can't put wet fuel in a gasifier. You have to dry it. And like right now, it's November in Michigan. Good luck drying fuel in Michigan in November. It's not that easy. It's going to take a month. If I were to lay out a hopper load, it's going to take at least probably a week or two before it'll dry. Versus the summer, it takes like a day. You know, just let it sit in the hot sun. But you know, in the colder months, it doesn't work like that. So that's the beauty of this, is you do have the option to convert it back and run charcoal in the winter, and then convert back over to wood fuel in the summer. And you know, there's pros and cons to both, so just be aware of that. But yeah, don't be afraid of charcoal. Charcoal is not hard to do. It's not hard to make. There's plenty of videos on YouTube to learn how to make charcoal. I can't think of the guy's name, but he takes a 55-gallon barrel drum and he tilts it on an angle, and it's so stupid simple, and it works. You just take a 55-gallon drum, tilt it on its side, light it, keep feeding it until it's full, put the lid on it, and let it cool. And you got a 55-gallon barrel worth of charcoal. And you know, you're not laboring, because with wood fuel, you got to chip it, right? You got to, you know, get that, process your fuel. It's got to be sized right to fit your chipper. You know, if you're using a little Harbor Freight chipper, then you're limited to what you can feed that chipper. Charcoal, you don't have any of those limitations. You just chop it up in large pieces, throw it in there, let it turn to charcoal, and then keep feeding it. So, you know, and that's the other thing too, is you know, you got pallets. You can convert, you know, that waste. You know, it's a little hard to chip a pallet. You know, check a pallet in a chipper, it's not going to work. So anyways, I guess that's it for now. Next video, we will be doing an engine run with the DXF-14. All right, thanks for watching.